Hey yo guys, what's up? Welcome back to Toe Tags Metal Reviews, and today you're getting our first impressions of Extinctions by Unearth. Alright, so Unearth dropping brand new album today. I'm hyped about this, but I'm also a little bit skeptical because for me, as a fan of Unearth for a long time, I feel like they've kind of started dropping the ball over the last couple albums. They've just been kind of on a little bit of a decline. However, they've released 3 singles off this album. I've listened to 2 of them in full and 1 of them in part, and I like everything I've heard so far. So I'm optimistic.
Yeah, I haven't really been a huge fan of this band for a long time. This is actually one of, I believe, 3 bands. I can only remember one of the other 2, one of them being Trivium, that you gave me a bunch of albums for years ago. And I was listening to one of those albums today, Darkness in the Light, which is Unearth's album from 2011. And, you know, I feel like I kind of took that opportunity for granted because I wasn't really too into it at the time.
Yeah. When,
you know, he was giving me this album, he was giving me Shogun, whatever, all this kind of, these awesome albums that, you know, if I got into them at the time, I would have been so much happier because this band is great.
Yeah.
So I haven't checked out their most recent one. Like I said, I'm listening to a little more Darkness in the Light today, and getting into that. I am excited for the new album because I have heard, I think, at least 2 of the singles that were released. One of them had a music video that we reacted to, and I liked what I heard, I liked what I saw, so I'm excited for this album.
Alright, well, we're going to go listen to it for the first time in its entirety like we always do, and we'll be back in just a second to let you know our first impressions of Extinctions. Hey guys, we're back and we just finished listening to Extinctions, and my god, I gotta say, this album is sick. I was very impressed by this. Wow, like, I don't even know what to say. This was like the Oncoming Storm and In the Eyes of Fire mixed up, cranked to 11. Like, these guys just hit the home runs over and over and over again on this album. I don't have a single song ranked less than a 7. Okay, which is pretty good. This is probably one of my highest rated first impressions that we've done ever on this channel. I was very impressed by this. I don't know if I was impressed because it was so great or because it just exceeded my expectations. As I said in the beginning of the video, my expectations were like optimistic, but it's still a little weary, right? Just because of the direction the band's been going, right? You listen to the last album, The Watchers of Rule, I think it was called. That album to me doesn't even sound like Unearth. It's like they just played metal and just made an album and went, wow, whatever, here it is. It has no style, no character to it. This album has character, tons of it. Every song has something in it you're gonna go, wow, what was that? That was cool. Every member of this band is shining as well. Ken Suzy sounds amazing. He's got all his trademark styles on there, awesome guitar solos, sweep picking. He's doing, just the melodic patterns are amazing, all over the place. It's just awesome, man. Trevor sounds amazing on the vocals. His voice is much more growly, I found. Typically, he's got more of like a hard yell as a vocalist, but this time now he's more growly, like almost death metal vocal, and I really like that. So, I mean, dude, there's tons of good shit I can talk about right now, but I'm gonna let you go ahead and say what you think so far.
Well, I didn't love this album as much as you did, but that doesn't mean I didn't like the album. I thought the album was really cool. A few specific things I wanted to talk about. Probably my favorite song would be track number 9, which is No Reprisal. After, like, every other song before this one, this is the second last track, is very heavy, dark, and really kind of aggressive. This was the first song that was really, like, super, wasn't overly melodic, but it was a big change of pace for the album. But I don't feel like that was a problem. I feel like No Reprisal is awesome. The beats, there's a lot of different riffs and grooves on that album, but they're all good. There is nothing bad from that song, and I feel
very
like
varied.
Yeah. And that is what makes it the most unique song on the album.
Yeah.
Because even though a lot of other songs have unique things about them, overall No Reprisal has like the most unique stuff on it. And it was cool to have this melodic stuff come down at the end of the album because the last track, One with the Sun, is also a lot more melodic, fits in with the ideas presented in No Reprisal, and the way it ends I feel like is fantastic as an album ender. You know, we tend to comment a lot on track listings for albums, and I feel like there are no problems with the track listings for this album at all. I have no complaints for that.
Me neither.
And I praise them for that, because like I said, One with the Sun is a great way to end. I feel like it's nice to end with the melodic stuff, so these 2 songs together at the end, I feel like it's very effective.
Yep.
My least favorite song is probably track number 5, which is called The Hunt Begins. Not to say that this song was bad. It was a lot quieter, I guess. It was a lot more chill. It wasn't overly melodic. but it did have some quiet parts. It had a little break in the middle, which at the time when we were listening to it, it was the only song that did that, so it felt unique. But there's another song called King of the Arctic, which is track number 7, that also did that, but I feel like it did it better. It was a little bit more subtle. It was quicker, and I feel like it overall felt better than The Hunt Begins.
Well, The Hunt Begins actually had that really cool, that chord-bending riff. That kind of made that song stand out amongst other songs,
it does
right?
Stand out.
And that's what I'm talking about when I'm talking about character, right? Every song, and they all have these little bits of like flair that they just make each song sound special. But those chord-bending riffs are just awesome. Lots of rhythmic variation too, not just melodic variation, a lot of rhythmic variation as well.
Yeah, the drummer did a great job with his feet. Lots of really cool double pedal stuff, I noticed.
Yeah, like in track number 4, Cultivation of Infection. They're playing just a regular groove or whatever, then all of a sudden he busts into these 16th and those like just out of nowhere. It just sounds so amazing. It's so raw and aggressive, just awesome shit. Love that.
Yeah, I mean, you know, it's not to say that The Hunt Begins is bad, I just feel like King of the Arctic is better. That bending riff does make it unique. I give it that. I definitely give points for that. I just don't know if I personally like it though.
It's just that it's different, right?
It's different. I don't know if I really love it. I mean, you know, I've only heard it one single time, so the more we listen to it throughout the week, I'll be able to get a better idea if I do like that bending riff or not. But on the first impression, I don't know if I like it.
I think guitar players will get a kick out of this album a lot because you get a lot of variation on here.
Yeah.
You get every style of picking you can imagine, and you get some sweet guitar solos. But it's not overly loaded with solos. There's like 2 or 3 songs that have solos in them, and they're great. They're awesome. They're not super fast and super technical, but they're very stylistic, which I love. I've said that on this channel many times before. And I mean, Ken Souza is an amazing guitar player. I love his style. He's just one of the best.
Yeah, another song I wanted to talk about is Hardline Downfall, which is track number 6.
Yeah.
I like the background sound effects that starts at the beginning. I'm not sure what that was, but it was really subtle, really quiet, but it was there and noticeable.
Yeah.
So I'm thinking, what is this? But I kind of like it.
I don't really know how to put it into words. I just wrote interesting intro because it was definitely interesting.
Yeah, it was.
And then it busted into some crazy shit.
I was about to say, I wrote in my notes, this one is the go ham one.
Yeah.
Because they definitely went ham on this song, and it's just probably the craziest one on the whole album.
I wrote that it sounds like the Heretic Anthem.
It does. It really does.
Very close.
If you sing Heretic Anthem over this song, it would actually like work.
You'd probably fit it in there.
It would fit.
So that's not a bad thing. That's actually a good thing. That's awesome.
Yeah.
But it's heavy though. Heavy song.
Definitely. Probably the most heaviness.
I would say so, yeah. But yeah, man, I don't know. First impression, I'm pretty blown away, I gotta say.
Yeah, I wasn't blown away like you, but there are some great moments. I don't think any song was bad, so good first impression for me, great first impression from Vile.
Yeah.
And we're gonna listen to this album backwards, forwards, any way we can throughout the entire week, over and over and over and over and over. So we're gonna come back next week with our final review of Extinctions by Unearth. Remember guys to like, comment, favorite, subscribe if you guys are new to the channel. We read all your comments, tell us what you think of the band, tell us what you think. Did this album reach your expectations? Let us know. Anyway, I'm TV Fish.
I don't Vile Self.
We'll see you guys later.
Peace.
Keep them horns up.